the 2.2 million people, 2.2 million students had applied for this time the exams. And the exam, just before the day the exams was, that it was, the press came out that it has been leaked. But the 2.2 million people also, there are many of them come from the underprivileged background. They have put a lot of money, around $20. Indian students keep $20 to go for the exams. That's a big money for some of the students. So I think it was when the leaks take place again. So the education ministry and the education minister, they didn't accept it. They tried to refuse that this has happened. Finally, they accepted it.
I really want to get to our top story today. Tens of thousands of young people have taken to the streets of India to celebrate the toppling of their education minister. Here's one protester reacting to the news.
I am feeling really happy and I'm grateful for everyone who has come here in support of the Gen Z protest, because this is a new generation who has let this reform come, and I'm really happy. My daughter is also here today and I'm supporting her future, and that's all because of Gen Z who has started this.
Gen Z who have started this. They were called in a very dismissive fashion the cockroaches, the cockroach protesters, named after an Indian minister referred to the country's youth as just that, cockroaches. It came after a mass leak of medical exam papers forcing students to resit their exams, but it spiralled into something much bigger. So let's get the latest from Ashok Swain, who's a professor of peace and conflict research at Uppsala University. Ashok, welcome to the programme. Thank you for being with us. And maybe begin off, if you would, with context. Why has the prospect of mass resits of exams sparked such frustration in the first instance?
Yeah, this is not exactly you expect just as an exams leak will create this mass protest, because the thing is, India has seen more than 150 times the different type of leaks taking place in exams papers. So this time, I think it has been a very impressive turnout of mass students, and it's not only a student protest. If you look at the areas of that protest place, and it's all still continuing in different parts of India. Today there was a mass protest in Mumbai. I think this brings off the different people, different type of people, those who have been angry with the present government, and this has been a reflection of massive failure in providing employment to this aspiring generation. There has been, the economic growth has been very, very lopsided. Large number of people, more than 700 to 800 million people are living on the government subsidies, and they have been also want the share of this, the kind of economic growth or aspirations that has been sold to them. So there has been a number of people, number of interest groups, those who came together. And this is important because for the first time, this mass protest took place, which the present government was not, or its supporters were not able to brand them as somehow Muslims, those who have been supported by Pakistan, or the Sikhs, those who are supported by Khalistan, or this kind of branding, because it's brought out the people from their core group of supporters also. So that has really brought out a big difference this time.
Can you put a bit of context? Because Ashok, obviously the leaking of medical exam papers it's a well-known story in India, but in this part of the world people mightn't be as familiar. Give us a sense of why it became the kindling for this fire, if you will. What is the story behind the exam leaks?
Yeah, let me put it this: there are 400 million people, around 400 million are from the age group of 15 to 29 in the country. And out of that, 300 million are not studying. So they are looking for jobs. So this is a job crisis, is a huge crisis. Of course, the Indian students want to study the medical school, want to go to medical school for the bachelor and master's program, because that provides an opportunity for, even if they don't get the government jobs, they can actually survive or go abroad. The 2.2 million people, 2.2 million students had applied for this time the exams, and the exam just before the day the exams was that it was the press came out that it has been leaked. But the 2.2 million people also, there are many of them come from the underprivileged background. They have put a lot of money, around $20. Indian students keep $20 to go for the exams. That's a big money for some of the students. So I think it was when the leaks take place again. So the education ministry and the education minister, they didn't accept it. They tried to refuse that this has happened. Finally, they accepted it without taking any actions. But that is the time. Around that time,
okay.
In India's Supreme, it's not any politicians, it's not any minister. It's actually India's Supreme Court's Chief Justice, the main judge of the India, who said in the Supreme Court itself, and who branded all these unemployment or youths of India as cockroaches. So that's why this become anger and the frustrations came together.
So it's an extraordinary confluence of events and maybe a collision of generations also, where you have even within the protests, Ashok, you have a thoroughly modern approach to anger, which is to say the memification of rebellion and the use of phones and devices to mock the government as by way of satire, but ultimately by way of illustrating the ferocity of the anger here present.
It's surprising, but it's absolutely fantastic to see that how these young generations, which we thought that they are not exactly following the politics, they have been, they are out of what is going on in India. They are busy with their smartphones only, and they don't really care about what is going on in the country, what is going on in the situations, what is going with the democracy, what is going on with secularism. So they are busy with themselves. So, but this time, actually, what they brought out, that the kind of satire, the kind of memification of the, not only the education minister or the judges, but the Prime Minister Modi itself. Because Prime Minister Modi, if you say anything in India, any criticism would have treated as if you are criticizing Jesus Christ, but that or Prophet Muhammad. So this is not anymore. So that the students brought out this kind of, to the media, to outside, to that fear has totally gone, and they really found this so-called non-biological prime minister, who was calling himself non-biological, to really brought down to the earth, and to realize that what the people, particularly the young people, you cannot brand them anything else, but you have to treat them with respect, or at least with fear.
Yeah, wow, brilliant. Fascinating story. Ashok, thank you so much for your time today. Ashok Swain is the Professor of Peace and Conflict Research at Uppsala University. I was following that story during the week, and I thought, wow, the next generation making their voices heard in a country, a place as vast as India, it is a story that is rolling, and we'll keep an eye on it. Meanwhile, in this part